Dawn breaks over the vast Serengeti. The pride returns from the night's hunt. Scavengers linger, respecting the apex predators. For the young, morning is a time of play. They seek rest before the heat rises. At the river, ancient predators awaken. They move with deceptive, terrifying grace. Vultures know that death brings opportunity. The river is the ultimate dividing line. Millions of hooves march toward destiny. The Great Migration cannot be stopped. Predators shadow the endless moving mass. Driven by rain, they must cross. Exhaustion sets in, but stalling means death. Hyenas calculate every possible advantage. An opportunistic hierarchy dictates the plains. They position themselves near the bottleneck. Eyes in the sky await the inevitable. Before the chaos, the savanna holds a quiet breath. The edge of the world approaches. Instinct battles with absolute terror. The pressure from behind grows immense. One misstep means certain death. Bottlenecks turn survival into pure mathematics. The river's guardians sense the vibration. Every heartbeat signals impending chaos. They gather for the inevitable feast. The water itself is a ruthless enemy. The dry earth suffocates under their numbers. Panic spreads like wildfire. The tension reaches a breaking point. Lethal power held in perfect restraint. The savanna hides its brutal secrets well. Time stops at the river's edge. Chaos violently breaks the surface. The aquatic ambush is ruthlessly executed. Yet, just beyond, nature remains perfectly indifferent. The aquatic ambush concludes, leaving absolute stillness. Gorged predators enter a deep state of digestion. Scavengers cautiously test the boundaries. The herd has paid the river's brutal toll. Midday heat forces a mandatory truce. Even the apex predators must surrender to the climate. The pride conserves every ounce of energy. The young seek shelter against the suffocating air. Hyenas retreat to the dust to survive the midday. Patience is the scavenger's greatest weapon. Even the restless must sleep. The survivors stand paralyzed by complete exhaustion. Every breath is a victory over the river. The youngest have barely survived the ordeal. Millions strong, yet completely vulnerable in rest. Small acts of care anchor them back to life. The heat forces scavengers to a standstill. A council of death waits out the worst of the day. Their eyes never leave the prize below. Every trick is used to shed the baking heat. At the peak of the day, the king slumbers deeply. His power rests completely unchecked. A singular twitch in a paralyzed world. The land itself waits for the fever to break. As temperatures drop, life slowly returns. They read the wind for distant rain. The huntresses awaken with the falling sun. Muscles prime themselves for the violent night ahead. he surveys a kingdom of endless opportunity. The king prepares to claim his toll. The matriarch leads entirely by scent. They move with terrifying, unified purpose. The sky fills with a grim, circling omen. Precision aerodynamics guide them perfectly to the ground. They own the airspace completely uncontested. The landscape prepares for the twilight shift. The sun bleeds into the river, perfectly masking the brutality. The aquatic lords tolerate no thieves on their shores. They consume their massive spoils completely whole. Below the beautiful surface, an ancient graveyard remains hidden. The females take the deadly lead position. Target acquisition is an absolute, unbreakable focus. The coming darkness conceals a masterful, silent approach. The herd knows the darkness brings their greatest test. The herd knows the darkness brings it. Every faint rustle is treated as an absolute threat. They rely entirely on their collective senses. The young are hidden as the temperature plummets. A single mistake now will cost them everything. Muscles coil tight like a loaded, deadly spring. Nature holds its breath before the violence erupts. The ambush shatters the quiet in an instant. Speed and power converge in a violent collision. She closes the gap with terrifying, unmatched speed. Every muscle works in perfect harmony. Panic erupts as the herd scatters blindly. The earth trembles beneath the desperate, chaotic struggle. A crushing grip silences the frantic fight forever. Blood and dust mix beneath the fading sky. The day ends, but the true terror begins. But the scent of death travels incredibly fast. The scavengers gather. drawn by the fresh blood. They announce their arrival to the absolute rulers. Numbers give the hyenas a dangerous, bold confidence. A vicious war begins over the stolen prize. The king demands absolute submission from the dark. Order is brutally restored to the endless plains. Tomorrow, the scavengers will finally claim their share. In the dark, the Savanna shows no mercy. Welcome to Kruger National Park. Here, the sun bakes the dry earth. Survival is an endless, brutal game. Meet the kings of the scrubland. They are massive, imposing, and ancient. A leathery fortress of muscle and bone. Look closely at this veteran bull. His splintered horn tells a violent story. He carries scars from 1,000 battles. Tiny allies ride upon his back. Oxpeckers gorge on ticks and biting flies. The herd moves like a black river. Dust rises into the heavy, hot air. They search for water in the riverbed. But they are never truly alone here. Danger sleeps in the yellow grass. Predators are waking from their daily slumber. Golden eyes open in the deep shade. Lions sense the vibration of heavy hooves. Hunger drives them to hunt the giants. They slip through thorns without a sound. Muscles coil tight beneath her tawny coat. The pride fans out to surround them. The old bull suddenly stops in place. He raises his massive head to smell. A low grunt warns the entire herd. Panic begins to ripple through the ranks. The ambush is triggered with explosive speed. Lions erupt from the dry acacia brush. Claws seek flesh in the choking dust. It is a desperate fight for life. The veteran bull is dragged slowly downward. Death seems inevitable in the brutal dust. This is the unbreakable bovine phalanx. A wall of muscle, fury, and horns. They charge back into the violent fray. Hooves thunder against the baked African soil. They smash into the attacking lion pride. The apex predators are abruptly thrown aside. Raw power shatters the feline assault. The hunters become the violently hunted. Lions scramble up dead trees for safety. The old bull rises to his feet. He shakes off the dust and blood. He breathes heavily in the hot wind. The herd surrounds him in a circle. They wait in silent, imposing defiance. High above, dark shapes circle the sky. Hooded vultures watch the scene unfold. They wait patiently for any scraps. But today, there will be no feast. The pride licks their wounds in defeat. They must wait for another long night. The ecosystem demands balance and immense struggle. Blood must be shed to sustain life. Yet today, the defenders won the battle. The herd slowly resumes its march forward. The old bull takes the lead again. He stands tall against the golden sun. They are bound by an ancient code. Together, they are an unstoppable force. The African bush remains quiet once more. Only the wind whispers through the thorns. Survival is not about running the fastest. It is about enduring. It is about immense courage and unity. They stand shoulder to shoulder, always. They face the teeth of death together. This is the untamed spirit of Africa. Deep in Bandhavgarh, shadows conceal ancient secrets. The bamboo jungle breathes with heavy humidity. Here, survival is a delicate, fragile balance. An alarm call shatters the silent morning. The Indian peafowl senses an invisible danger. Striped death moves like a ghost here. A Bengal tiger stalks through the undergrowth. A silent shadow cuts through the heavy morning fog. He is pure muscle, hunger, and focus. But this jungle belongs to a giant. The earth trembles with a rhythmic thud. She emerges from the emerald green shadows. An immense matriarch leads her family forward. Pink depigmentation marks her trunk and ears. She is wisdom carved in deep wrinkles. Her calves walk safely beneath her shadow. The herd consumes massive amounts of bamboo. They shape the forest with their appetite. Birds follow to catch disturbed jungle insects. The tiger watches from the dark canopy. He calculates the distance to the calf. Hunger drives him to take massive risks. The matriarch pauses, tasting the humid air. Her powerful trunk scans the invisible breeze. She catches the scent of the predator. A low rumble vibrates through the ground. The herd instantly tightens their loose formation. They form an impenetrable ring of muscle. Calves are pushed into the safe center. The tiger freezes. But desperation pushes him closer to danger. He creeps forward on silent, padded paws. The matriarch turns to face the threat. She flares her deeply veined pink ears. Her eyes lock onto the hidden predator. The tension in the bamboo is suffocating. He lunges violently toward the exposed flank. A deafening, ear-piercing trumpet shatters the air. The matriarch charges with devastating kinetic force. Bamboo stalks snap like fragile wooden matchsticks. Thousands of pounds of muscle accelerate forward. The ground violently shakes beneath her feet. The tiger scrambles backward in sheer panic. He cannot match this terrifying, unstoppable momentum. She aggressively pushes the predator far away. The synchronized charge absolutely dominates the jungle. The tiger retreats into the dark shadows. He accepts defeat against the mighty herd. The matriarch stands tall, asserting her dominance. In the heart of the forest, memory guides her. She issues one final, rumbling warning call. The herd relaxes their defensive, muscular ring. Calves emerge from the safe inner circle. The jungle slowly returns to peaceful silence. High above, Indian vultures circle the sky. They watch the drama unfold down below. There will be no scavenged meal today. The majestic tiger must hunt elsewhere tonight. The elephant herd resumes their slow grazing. They pull down massive bamboo branches effortlessly. Their immense strength is a vital shield. Predators respect the devastating power of pachyderms. The matriarch gently guides her youngest calf. Her deeply wrinkled skin tells countless stories. She remembers every threat in this forest. Her wisdom keeps the entire family alive. The ecosystem relies on this beautiful balance. Tigers control the deer and wild boars. Elephants clear paths for new jungle growth. Every creature plays a highly specific role. Bandhavgarh thrives on this ancient, violent rhythm. The sun sets over the humid canopy. Golden light bathes the magnificent elephant herd. True kings do not need sharp teeth. They are the ones who shake the earth. The matriarch leads her family into twilight. Dawn breaks over the Ngorongoro crater. Life thrives in this enclosed arena. Blue Wildebeest graze the endless green plains. But they are never truly alone here. Shadows move through the tall, dew-soaked grass. The matriarch watches her domain closely. She bears the scars of countless battles. Her clan depends on her fierce leadership. She holds the highest rank among them. Her torn ear tells a violent story. Survival here demands absolute, brutal loyalty. The morning air suddenly grows perfectly still. A dark-maned king patrols the caldera floor. He is a solitary engine of destruction. The wildebeest herd senses his heavy steps. Panic ripples through the dense grazing ranks. The lion lowers his massive, heavy head. His amber eyes lock onto a target. Muscles coil tight beneath his golden coat. The matriarch sees the king moving in. She signals her sisters with a chuff. They will wait for the perfect moment. Chaos erupts on the grassy crater floor. The lion launches his massive, brutal strike. Dust explodes into the dry morning air. Hooves thunder against the trembling volcanic earth. The king drags down a struggling wildebeest. His jaws crush the thick windpipe shut. The dust settles around the fresh kill. But the matriarch is already mobilizing them. Low whoops echo across the vast plain. The clan emerges from the tall grass. They outnumber the lone male 10-1. The king roars a terrifying, deep warning. The ground shakes with his raw power. The matriarch does not retreat an inch. She bares her bloody teeth right back. Her raised tail signals an absolute attack. The clan surges forward in strict unison. A haunting whoop pierces the heavy, tense air. They nip at the angry lion's flanks. He spins wildly to defend his prize. Another hyena bites his hind leg hard. The psychological harassment is utterly relentless now. He strikes out with massive, heavy claws. The matriarch dodges the lethal heavy blow. She counters with a bone-crushing jaw snap. The king realizes he cannot win this. Exhausted, he abandons the stolen, bloody carcass. The Dark King retreats into the brush. The Sisterhood claims their rightful bloody prize. Sickening crunches echo as thick femurs break. They consume every single piece of bone. Nothing goes to waste in the crater. Lappet-faced vultures descend from the sky. They wait patiently for the leftover scraps. The ecological loop is complete once more. Scavengers cleanse the volcanic crater floor entirely. Blood stains the matriarch's faded dark spots. She rests near her fiercely loyal sisters. The brutal war has been won today. The clan grows stronger with every victory. The lion licks his bleeding deep wounds. He must hunt again to survive here. The crater forgives no one at all. The sun begins to set over Ngorongoro. Golden light paints the ancient high walls. Mist clings to the ancient volcanic walls. The matriarch surveys her kingdom once again. Her unbreakable sisterhood stands united and strong. They laugh in the face of death. The throne of the Savanna is theirs. True power lies in numbers and unity. The wild remains completely and beautifully untamed. This is the law of the earth.